What's going on, everyone? This is Sonic Mix, and today I'm going to give my review of WWE SmackDown. This is for May 24th, 2013, and sorry my voice is a little hog today. I was feeling a little bit under the weather these past few days, so hopefully I don't choke or crack during my talking or my speech here. So, anyway, SmackDown, once again, for May 24th, 2013, and definitely a much better show than last week. I would say this was definitely a 6, within the 6 range area for this show. But without further ado, let's begin. So the night kicks off with the Miz TV, and he introduces Fandango, and then basically this leads into a Miz against Wade Barrett match. You know what, the Miz TV segment has really been a waste of time, and how the Miz mentions Fandango as the new Fruity Pebble. I think John Cena will always be looked at as the Fruity Pebble. Fandango, I can't look at him as the next Fruity Pebble, because his attribute, his style is like something that came from the 80s. I can't consider Fandango to be the next Fruity Pebble. He's not, and I just think that's stupid and all. And then Wade Barrett comes out, and then basically this leads into a match with The Miz against Wade Barrett, which I'll get into that in just a moment. The segment, waste of time and just stupid crap that happened. I give the segment a 1.25 out of 5. Really wasn't nothing interesting. So then we lead into our first match, which was The Miz against Wade Barrett. Nothing really interesting out of this match happened. Towards the end of the match, Fandango hits his music and he dances outside, kind of like what happened on Raw. And basically The Miz hits Fandango, his music stops, and Miz and Barrett go at it for a while. And then The Miz wins with the figure 4 leg lock. And then Fandango and Barrett beat up on The Miz, and then Wade Barrett hits the bow hammer, or what was originally called the souvenir, on Fandango, takes his belt, and then leaves. The match was about a 1.75 out of 5. I can't really give it a 2 in my opinion. Up next was the Team Hell No backstage segment. This one was very straightforward. It just basically got right down to the point of how Daniel Bryan, that he thinks that people are looking at him as the weak link. And this was just basically straightforward. Really nothing long, nothing too short. Even though it was kind of short, but not really short. I give it a 1.75 out of 5. Same as the last. And everything from here on in actually were a 2-star range match. Then the next match we get into is Jack Swagger versus Daniel Bryan. This was an enjoyable match. I enjoyed this match. It had a good pace to it, very good fast pace, a good counter here and there, and Daniel Bryan, once again, star of the show, showing his amazing performance, his athletic ability. And he picks up the win with the no lock and makes Jack Swagger tap. And I think this is going to be a good route on how they're going to take this. Like I said, I mentioned this in my Raw review. I hope they don't make Daniel Bryan heel. I hope they make him in a face somehow, because I think that's where he gets his most momentum from. And I really hope they do make him a face. I really hope so. Even though he's a face now, but I hope he becomes like a big mega face in a way. I give the match a 2.75 out of 5. Up next, we had the Damien Sandow promo. This promo I enjoyed. And Damien Sandow, just amazing on the mic, and how he knows all of these Greek mythology or something else, and of course everybody in the crowd is just bored of it because they don't care. But at the same time, you have Damien Sandow, who knows all of everything about this, and it's just amazing how he knows so much about it. And then Sheamus comes out and he tries to untie the whatever the hell it was called. I don't even know what it was called. And then Damien Sandow kind of plays the smart-ass way, grabs like these wire cutters and just basically cuts the untangled rope, and he thinks that he does his great achievement. What I really liked about is how Damien Sandow knew that the bro kick was coming and rolled out of the ring, said a few things, and then Sheamus takes Matt Striker and throws him out. And then Sheamus says something about what goes up must come down in Newton's Law. The one problem I had with this segment is that it was a bit too long. I think it should have ended with just Damien Sandow rolls out of the ring, says a few words, and then just leaves. If it would have ended it like that, I would have given this a higher rating. But seeing that it dragged on a little bit, I gotta give it a lower rating. But it was still enjoyable. I enjoyed this. I give the promo 2.5 out of 5. If it was a little bit short, I probably would have given it maybe a 2.75. Up next was Chris Jericho versus The Big Show. Very slow match. Very boring at times. I mean, it did pick up a little bit towards the end. I kind of like this one counter how Big Show picks him up, and what I thought was like a modified spear, which actually was turned into a DDT. And then the code breaker outside, and Big Show just goes over the timekeepers. And I didn't really like the finish, how it was a count out, and how the Big Show tries to bring in a chair, but then Chris Jericho outsmarts him, does a baseball slide to him, and basically just hits the Big Show, and he makes him leave. I gotta give it a 2 out of 5. Definitely a boring match, and not really nothing interesting to watch. Up next was the Paul Heyman promo segment outside in the ring. This was an enjoyable promo, very solid, and Curtis Axel's mic skills I thought was impressive. I think he did a very good job. He didn't blunder, he didn't stutter, although it was on SmackDown, so it's pre-recorded. But he sounded like he did a very good job, and I definitely think that his promos, his mic skills is going to be much more improved as time goes on. And I give the promo a 3 out of 5. Then we get into Curtis Axel's second match in his career. He faces the return of Sin Cara on SmackDown. Weird, where has he been? I know he was on Main Event not too long ago, but I don't watch Main Event. This was a good match. I mean, not good like 3-star match, but it was enjoyable to watch. And Curtis Axel actually did a lot more in this match than he did in his Triple H match. They actually let him show off some of the moves that he did. And I like some of the moves that he pulled off. I liked some of the moves that he pulled off, like the fireman carry and some other wrestling ability as well. And no surprise, Curtis Axel picks up the win with that spinning neck breaker, which actually I wasn't expecting that. I was actually hoping that he would pull off the perfect plex like his father did, Kurt Hennig. I was hoping he was going to do the perfect plex, but don't be surprised if he's going to be in this big, huge match and does the perfect plex. This match I give a 2.5 out of 5. And then we get into our main event, Kofi Kingston versus Dean Ambrose for the United States Championship. This match was going good until a disqualification comes. Then Randy Orton and Sheamus comes out, and then they're helping Kofi, and then Teddy Long comes out and says that this is going to be a 6-man tag. In my eyes, this was probably the worst decision to make. I would have loved to see Kofi and Dean Ambrose go out there for 15-20 minutes and just pull off an amazing title match. If they would have had this, I think these guys could have pulled off a 3.5, maybe a 3.75 out of 5 match. Just these two alone going for about 15-20 minutes. I think it would have been phenomenal. But we get Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, and Sheamus versus The Shield. This was a good match. Very solid match. Very good back and forth action. Very good pace to it. And although this was a 3.5 out of 5 in my opinion, It should have just been Kofi Kingston versus Dean Ambrose. But nonetheless, it was an enjoyable match. I would highly recommend it. For those that are interested, who wants to watch it, I would definitely recommend watching this match. It was definitely enjoyable. Just wish it would have just been Kofi versus Dean Ambrose. But I guess it was kind of expected, but at the same time, I would have loved that they would have just given these guys the 20 minutes. I think it would have just been phenomenal. Alright, well, this was my review for WWE SmackDown May 24th, 2013. Overall, as I mentioned before, big improvements from the last week. I think the last week I felt was like a 5.25, 5.5-ish. This was definitely a 6. Maybe a 6.25, just to ante it up a little bit. But definitely a 6. Definitely within the 6 range. And this week was definitely the makeup week for the last week's Raw and SmackDown. But Raw, to me, was definitely the most enjoyable show. Alright, hope you guys enjoy my review. Thank you for watching. Also, please do click on the link for the Extreme Rules. My review for Extreme Rules. If you haven't checked it out, click. It'll be somewhere around this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Please do check out my channel. Please do give me a subscribe. Leave me your comments. Tell me how you guys thought about SmackDown for this show. And until then, you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys later.